as the ancient Maya warriors played a ball game that was literally a matter of life and death. That tradition continues with women warriors championing a different sport. A league of their own, Mayan style. That is obliterating the village's outdated gender roles. We celebrate with a delicious homemade tamal called brazo de reina that I'll teach you in my kitchen.
¡Ay, qué belleza!
And after almost 150 episodes filmed in our home, Daniel joins me to cook in this very special episode of Empowered Women and lets me boss him around as we make a phenomenal Yucatán-inspired sweet potato and meat salpicón.
This is still you,
Yeah.
pero like this
You.
comes me.
Perhaps a metaphor for the beautiful mess of a long, lovely marriage.
¡Está buenísimo!
Super sweet.
Échale nada más encimita. Ándale.
¡Sonó rico! So breathtaking.
Cenotes were sacred places for the ancient Maya, portals to the underworld, shrouded in mystery and legend. These natural sinkholes throughout Yucatán were often a place for regional ceremonies and fresh water. This breathtaking cenote is in Yaxunah, in eastern Yucatán, a small village surrounded by dense jungle that has helped preserve some of the most ancient structures in the state. Like these ruins, believed to be more than 1,500 years old, Yaxunah is without a doubt a window to the past.
Platícame un poquito de las estructuras. Aquí donde estamos era el lugar de los guardianes.
Sí.
Nayeli Wicab is a local expert who grew up in
Ese es el
Yaxunah.
observatorio.
Alrededor acá, por ejemplo, tenemos el observatorio.
Ese es el observatorio.
Sí, es el observatorio. También le llaman pirámide de caracol por la estructura que tiene.
Está tan bonito.
This was also home to one of the oldest sports in the world.
Entonces, ¿aquí dónde estamos?
Bueno, pues acá estamos en el área de juego de pelota.
The Mayan ball game goes back to 3,500 years, making it the first organized game in the history of sports.
¿Y cómo se jugaba este juego?
Pues antiguamente era un juego como que un poco loco porque no podían hacerlo con sus manos.
Players had to keep the ball in the air, using only their upper arms, thighs, and hips.
¿Y eran equipos o era uno y una?
Pues era como dos equipos.
Ok.
Tenía que tener como que la persona es contraria, casi como el béisbol.
Yeah, like baseball. Except the winner was sacrificed to the gods.
Comenzamos en este lado. 8 tiempos. 1, 2, 3.
But here in Yaxunah, the tradition continues.
7, 8.
Yaxunah's barefoot, all-female softball team.
¿Cómo se llaman?
Yo me llamo Citlali.
Citlali.
Soy Abby.
Abby.
Joel Díaz, el manager.
Joel, tú eres el manager de todas estas amazonas. ¿Y tienes algún parentesco con alguna?
Pues la mayoría primas de mi mamá,
¡Ah,
mi
es tu
esposa.
mamá!
Sí.
¡Tu esposa! ¡Qué orgullo! Men supporting women. Okay.
Doña Nedina Canul started the Amazonas in 2017 when a federal program aimed at fighting obesity and diabetes ordered rural towns to start a sports program. But Doña Nedina not only started it, she made them famous when she hit a home run caught on a video that went viral throughout the world.
¿Me quito los zapatos?
Claro que sí.
Okay, I'm gonna take off my shoes.
Que
Okay.
sientas el calor de la tierra. Cuando ya está viniendo muy bien la pelota, entonces ya solo le pegas.
Okay. My husband is gonna be so proud. Danny, this is for you. I will understand baseball for the first time ever. A lot of pressure. I don't know if I can hit one ball. A ver, ¿aquí?
Yo quiero, Kit.
I just asked her if she's from my team. That's how clueless I am.
Yo quiero, Kit.
Okay, everybody just help me make a run.
Luckily for me, winning no longer means I'll be sacrificed, but I will be getting a delicious homemade tamal with the team.
I grew up eating meat salpicón or salpicón de carne in Mexico City. And what meat salpicón is meat, flank, skirt, or brisket that you cook, you shred, and then you combine with a bunch of vegetables, and then you mix it all with really powerful, delicious vinaigrette. So let me rinse my hands because I just cut 2 pounds of flank steak. Then I'm gonna add a whole white onion, removing the outside. 1 white onion in here, and 3 garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves. And then I'm just gonna cover these with water, generously. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the heat on to high, and meanwhile, I'm gonna cook my vegetables. Hola, mi amor.
Hola.
¿Vas a cocinar conmigo?
Sí.
It took many years for you to say, okay, I wanna cook. So, let's see how you cook.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I've been paying attention, so
Let me just say, we've been filming the show here in our home for 12 years. You can see how many we are filming the show. And you've been so nice because you were here taking over and cooking, and now you're like, okay, I wanna come cook. Entonces ve, aquí tengo una taza de bitter orange that I already squeezed. But if people can't find bitter orange, they can combine sweet orange with lime, lemon, and vinegar. It makes kind of like that flavor. Aquí tenemos 3 tablespoons of white vinegar.
okay.
Vamos a echarle 1/4 cup of olive oil. Ahora le vamos a echar sal, 1 teaspoon. Y luego 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Now let's whisk. Bueno, pues ahora slice the onion. Ok, queremos plumita. Ajá, perfect. Súper, todas.
Okay.
Ve qué rico, ve. This is a perfect moment to do what we need to do to the meat. If you see any foam, you wanna remove it, aunque casi no tiene. Then le vamos a echar sal. 2 cucharas así, generosas.
I'm gonna do like you. I'm not
Okay.
gonna measure. Stir with this.
Ajá.
Okay.
¿Ya? So I have here boiling water.
Yeah.
Le voy a echar sal para que tenga saborcito. And now we're gonna cook sweet potato. That's gonna cook for 3 to 4 minutes. Dale una revolvidita. El salpicón va a llevar rábanos. Vamos a quitarle de arriba, de abajo. Y luego me gusta cortarlos así. Pero tengo aquí atrás, I have meat that I cooked before. This meat has already cooked. Like an hour and a half. Cómo está suavecita, mira. And meanwhile, I'm gonna start shredding the meat. Ve, we can have dinner much faster if we're both cooking at the same time. These are perfect. And now,
all the pieces.
Okay, that's a cup and a half of peas, and those are gonna be ready in a minute. Esta carne lo estoy shredding in chunks que are nice to bite into.
Yeah.
And can you add a little bit here? Más salsita si quieres. So I'm gonna start mixing the meat. Okay, so that's ready.
Okay.
You can just put them directly in here. Así, you can just pour it.
Okay.
Radishes. Ve, qué bonito. So, while this heats, fuego mediano, then cilantro, like this. So tortillas are ready. Mira, like this, it's still you. Pero like this,
That's you.
that's because that becomes me.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that as the years have gone by, I've become much more organized because of you.
And I've become more tolerant of mess. No, now it just has to become us.
Exactly. In the taco.
Okay.
Ahí nos falta el aguacate. Like, beautiful. Taco. Super chubby taquito.
Okay.
Así, ya, es el taquito de salpicón.
Now. This is pretty good. So all I need to do is come help you a little, and I get this as my reward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get it anyway.
Women's softball doesn't pay the bills yet. So when Edina's family sells hammocks she makes at home, the bed of choice for ancient and modern Mayans. Our victory meal is a family recipe that captures the flavors of Yaxunah. The brazo de reina. The tamal is stuffed with hard-boiled eggs, chaya, ground pumpkin seeds, and tomato sauce, then wrapped and steamed inside banana leaves, melding all those flavors into one.
¡Tan grande! ¡Ay, qué belleza!
Está rico eso. Cuando escuchan que se hace eso, todo el mundo quiere comerlo.
¿Quieres tamal? Platíquenme del tamal.
El tamal, acá lo usamos
Ajá.
cuando es el Día de Muertos.
Ajá.
Anal que le decimos.
¿Qué es el
Gracias.
en el altar?
Ajá, en los altares lo usamos para ponerlo como ofrenda.
Platíquenme un poquito del equipo de las Amazonas. A ver.
Es un deporte que a mí me gusta desde niña.
Growing up in Yaxunah, Edina played baseball with the boys in town. So when the government started pushing physical activities, she already knew what she wanted to do.
Y entonces le di a la señora, ¿y por qué no jugamos el béisbol? Pero si no tenemos bates, no tenemos guantes. Y así salimos a jugar en las tardes, pero sin guantes, solo así,
¡Con la mano!
con la mano.
Ajá.
Son las pelotas del béisbol, está más duro.
¡Wow!
Pero jamás pensamos si vamos a estar donde estamos ahorita.
Not only has their team gained international recognition, they've also sparked change within the social dynamics of their hometown.
Platícame un poquito, ¿cuál fue la respuesta inicial de los hombres de aquí que jugaban ellos béisbol cuando empezaron a ver a mujeres jugar?
Su difunto papá se molesta, a veces me regaña, me dice, mira señora, no está bien lo que estás haciendo. Una mujer debe estar en su casa, solo los hombres deben jugar ese deporte. Uno dice así, las mujeres,
Ajá.
señora, no deben brincar para que lo vean los señores.
Joel is Edina's son and the team manager, part of the new generation of Yaxunah men.
Yo pensaba diferente, yo pensaba que sí, es bueno que las mujeres hagan un deporte. Y pues el tipo de educación que llevó mi papá así, pues es diferente. Yo pues crecí relativamente casi ese tema del machismo como que ya va desapareciendo poco a poco y pues yo crecí con eso.
¿Y ahora las cosas están cambiando?
Ahorita ya se cambió, ya las mujeres se respeta de que sí puede opinar, de antes no.
Oye, qué
Sí.
increíble, tienen que estar tan orgullosas.
¡Eso!
Todo eso que hemos hecho nosotros, donde vamos a jugar, nos dicen, estoy orgullosa de ustedes. Por ustedes somos así, pues dicen que las mujeres ahorita se defienden más, no se dejan. Y entonces es un cambio muy radical que hemos hecho mayormente en todos lados, más acá en Yaxunah.
So we're gonna make some tamales very similar to the tamales that the Amazonas shared with me, called sotobichay. These are tamales that have pumpkin seeds and salsa and hard-boiled egg in them. And we're gonna top them with this roasted tomato salsa that's super easy to make. I have 2 pounds of tomatoes that I've been roasting here. So just like these, no need to peel. We want all that smoky, rustic. That's what's going in the salsa. Okay, and then I have the onion. And it's white onion that was just here on the comal. And I have 2 habaneros. Okay, so I'm gonna add some salt. And then I'm going to puree, but I want it to be chunky and coarse and rustic. Like, yeah. It doesn't smell that spicy. Let me try. Rustic, sweet. It can definitely take more heat. So I'm adding another half of habanero. You can also take a little bit more salt. So always taste as you go. Y ya. Let me try. Now that's a salsa. So here it goes. But now it's just gonna sit here and wait for me because it's gonna go on top of the tamales that we're gonna make right now. Okay, so we have the salsa. Now, the masa for these tamales have chaya or some other herb mixed in it. Now, today I'm using Swiss chard. I'm removing the beautiful shiny red stems and then just coarsely chopping. You would be doing the same thing with chaya if you find it, or spinach, or watercress. And I'm adding salt. And I'm gonna raise the heat to high. Once it's boiling, there it goes. I'm gonna add the Swiss chard in here. And then these just needs like 1 or 2 minutes to wilt and cook and soften. And meanwhile, I'm gonna chop some fresh epazote and fresh cilantro that I'm gonna combine with the Swiss chard into the masa. Like this, I'm removing the lower part of the stems, and then I'm just chopping. A lot of fragrance in Yucatecan cooking. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna strain. So now we're gonna mix the masa. I have 1 pound that I already measured of masa harina. You can use masa harina for tortillas. Sometimes it comes branded as masa harina for tamales. You can use either or. Then I'm adding a little bit of salt. And you can mix your masa for making tamales with water or with chicken broth. Then I have 2 3/4 cups of chicken broth. But you have to be the judge and see how the masa feels. So I'm gonna start adding the chicken broth. Oh, this feels so nice. Start mixing the masa. Now, you can use vegetable shortening or lard, whichever one you use. For this amount of tamales, I'm using 1 cup. Okay. You want to make sure that you're really mixing in the vegetable shortening or lard in with the masa. Okay, I'm adding my herbs in here. I'm gonna mix these. Oh, so pretty. I'm gonna rinse my hands. Okay, and then I'm gonna finely chop my chard. Chop, chop. Now I'm gonna add these to my masa. Okay, so mixing all of these. Oh, this masa feels so incredibly delicious. So I have my masa ready. I need to toast some pumpkin seeds over medium heat. So as my pumpkin seed toast, I'm gonna cut my hard-boiled eggs. I'm cutting in half and then into diagonal thirds, just like this. I'm gonna set these on the side and I'm just stirring my pumpkin seeds here. I just want them to lightly toast. Once they change color and start popping, I'm gonna add them to my spice grinder. You can also use a coffee grinder. And then a little bit of salt. Let's grind. Oh, so pretty. Let's try. You still taste some of that nutty, not so charred flavor of the pumpkin seed. And now let's talk banana leaves and assembly. All you need to do is cut them in like 10-inch pieces. And then what you do is you rinse these. And then you have to pass them by the fire. And oh, you can see, this is really cool. You can see how the color changes as you pass it by the fire. So in a way, you're like curing it, becomes super pliable. Okay, so these are ready to wrap tamales. So you do the outer side outside, and then quarter cup, a third to a quarter cup of masa. And I'm gonna make like rectangular size. And then as I do, I'm gonna make an indentation in the middle, just like this. And then I'm gonna add like a very generous tablespoon of the roasted salsa. And then I'm gonna add 1 to 2 of these egg pieces. And then pumpkin powder. And then you just wrap. So go like that, go like that, go like that, and here's your beautiful tamal. Now we wanna wrap the steamer or tamalera in those same banana leaves. Here's my tamalera. You need to add enough water to get to the bottom of the steamer. So I'm gonna turn these on over high heat. Cooking them in banana leaves imparts it with these like jungle-like fragrance and flavor. So once the water starts boiling and the steam starts being created, you wanna cover the pot, just adding a lot of banana leaves, and reduce the heat to medium, and they're gonna cook for an hour. And after an hour, you just turn it off, let them sit and settle for about 10 minutes before you take one out. And then you're gonna see what a beautiful thing it is to see, but more to eat. The banana leaves just smells like tamales ready for a party. Gonna add more sauce on top of everything. More of that pumpkin seedy thingy. It's so ready for me to eat it, and here I am talking about it. It is just the most herb-powered tamales I've tried. So worth it for you to try.